you should be connecting with your Ori through a number of different things. Consistently talking to your Ori. That's what I mean by daily prayers. You can call it whatever you want to, but just have those conversations with your Ori. Sit and listen to your Ori. Sit in stillness at some phases of your day, especially. I was about to say your journey, but your day in and of itself. Try to sit and just in quietness, listen to your Ori speak. Constantly express gratitude to your Ori, because your Ori is protecting you from so many different things that you may not be aware of at that time. And I get this so many times where something is going on, I have no idea it's going on. And then later on I find out and I realize just how much my Ori, my ancestors, and my spiritual team as a whole, but I say Ori because Ori is the one that allows the access. So even if it's another Orisha that is actually protecting me in that instance, it was Ori that allowed their protection to come. So, I'm always giving thanks and praise to my Ori. Maintaining a positive mindset. And I've talked about that before. You have to try your best to stay positive. We all go through it sometimes. We get depressed, so I'm not saying be perfect. I go through it myself. Sometimes I get angry. I'm questioning. I'm like, what is going on? But as soon as you start to allow yourself to be enveloped by negativity, immediately you are getting out of alignment with your Ori, and you need to course correct as soon as possible. Okay, because that's when you started, whatever you're thinking, that's what your Ori assumes that you want. And some people, especially depending on the power of your words or the power of your thoughts, you can manifest things immediately by just thinking negative things. So you want to be very, very careful. And therein, that's why sometimes people think, well, I must have a bad destiny because I'm going through all of this stuff. It could be your mindset, and you could just have a very, very powerful mindset, very, very powerful speech, and you're walking around all the time perpetuating negativity in your life, and you think that is your destiny or your Ori, and it's not. It's you doing what you do, okay? You're saying, Samantha, is it best to hold your Ori when praying? You can. I won't necessarily say it's best. That's a traditional way. It's just, touch your Ori and talk to it. You can do that, but you don't have to, right? You can pray in any position that you desire to. If you want to, it might be more helpful for you to kind of focal, as a focal point or what have you. That's what many prayer poses and things like that are. It's just to kind of focalize the energy. Even when we do, well, that's a mudra too, right? But when we do mudras and things like that, those are just ways to focalize the energy. We're going back to your liberty, right? And that's your lifestyle. That's eating healthy, exercising, doing all the things that are going to keep your body, your mind, and your spirit in focus and able to move and do the things that you need to do. You need to maintain a good liberty. If you're, not eating well, a lot of processed foods, things of that nature. I'm not saying that you have to be vegan or anything like that, but the more healthier you live, the more you're feeding your Ori. Your positive thoughts, you're feeding your Ori through those different things, okay? Making intentionally aligned decisions when like this is going to keep me aligned, and you go in that direction versus this over here is not part of my alignment, but I'm going to do this anyway because this is what I desire to do, right? These are not the things that we want to engage in when it comes to remaining aligned. Do you need a priest to pray over your Ori? You don't need a priest to pray over your Ori. You can absolutely pray or say chants and things like that on your own. Now, does a priest pray over you? Absolutely. During the process of Iwari, they will say prayers and do incantations and things like that. And if you are under a priest or a priestess or something like that, like if you have a godparent, they hopefully are continuously praying for you, even outside of you doing ritual work and things like that, a lot of priests or whatnot, they will pray over the community, their temple, the people within their temple, just in general. And sometimes when they're doing communal like rituals and things like that, they'll go ahead and say prayers for the people who they work with.